Hello, I'm EnterElysium, and this is sort of like a newsy type update about streaming and special events. Okay, so firstly, we hit 150,000 subscribers like 2 days ago. We also hit like 30 million views on the channel like a week ago. 17,000 follows on the Twitch channel and 4,500 Twitter followers. So all of those kind of happened roughly within a week of each other, which is quite nice. So we're going to have a stream to celebrate. It also happens to be Halloween in a week's time, and my birthday is in the next week. So I decided, why don't we have like a massive, like big, epic Halloween stream, and I will cosplay. Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. So, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing in a week's time on the Saturday. We're going to be doing a normal stream as per usual. We might go later. And it's going to be awesome. Now, the thing is, because I want to play some music on it, which I shouldn't really do, it won't be going up on EnterElysium, so you won't get to see it if you don't see it live. It probably muted in the Twitch back catalog as well, so that's, you know, a problem. But if anyone wants to, you know, rehost a stream somewhere under the Creative Commons non-commercial attribution license, CC by NA, go ahead. And I will link people on Twitter. So that's what we're doing for that. Thank you so much for the 150,000 subscribers and the 30 million views and whatever else. It's insane. As per usual, like, it's got kind of old saying, oh my god, I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think this would happen, obviously. I've said that when I got to like 10,000. I said that when I got to 50,000. I said that when I got to 100,000. The 150,000 is also insane, but maybe it's a sort of insanity that's just become a background insanity to me. So, thank you. It still, you know, it doesn't seem real, but then again, it's never seemed real for anyone past, you know, a few thousand. So thank you so much to everyone for making this possible to be a full-time channel, etc. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Now, important fact before I get on to just random platitudes. Very, very important fact. In the next week, streams are going to be weird. You may also find video release times might be weird as well. Streams will be weird because daylight savings, etc., and British summertime are two different things that allow you to have, you know, an hour extra in the summer or whatever it is. One is changing, the other one is not for another week. So British summertime is ending tonight, but daylight savings for Americans doesn't end until the 1st of November. I don't know about other people, I'm sorry. I barely have time to cope with 2 time zones, let alone any more for stupid daylight savings and stuff. So what will happen is streams for the next week will be an hour earlier. This includes the Halloween stream. Streams will be an hour earlier, unless you're British, in which case they'll be at the normal time. I don't know about other people in other countries. It depends what you have for daylight savings or whatever. But for Brits, we're fine. For people in the US, streams will be an hour earlier. This includes Roll For It. So that'll be like 1 p.m. EDT, 11 a.m. PDT. And then it'll go back to usual the week after. So just bear that in mind. Streams will be out an hour. I'm going to try and say this as much as I can. I'll repeatedly say it on Twitter, etc., because people will miss it and turn up an hour late. So bear that in mind, please. That means also videos will probably be released like an hour earlier or something. It doesn't really matter as much. I mean, video's up, you can watch a video. But yeah, if you're in another country, bear in mind whatever your system is. If it's the same as the Brits, then you'll be fine. Otherwise, you'll be changing effectively by an hour because we're changing over here. But yeah, anyway, so that's something to bear in mind, especially for the Halloween stream, because it won't be recorded, in theory. So bear that in mind, please. But yeah, the Halloween stream is going to be amazing. I still think a title. How do you title something that's Halloween birthday, 150 subs, 4,500 Twitter subs, 17,000 followers on Twitch, and 30 million views? It's a big, awesome stream. The awesome stream. That's maybe what we'll call it. I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much. Didn't think it was possible. Over the last 3 months, I know we've seen the Twitch channel effectively grow by about 50% roughly. With, you know, 50% more subs, 50% more views, vaguely. So that's been really good, especially considering now, like, streaming 3 times a week. One of them is Roll For It, so. But I'm really enjoying the response to Roll For It as well, the D&D charity we're doing. That's people who watch that are incredibly good as a community. They're very tightly knit. I wouldn't say it's a massive group that comes and watches it, but I would say that the groups that's there are incredibly nice and amazing. And in addition to my community in general being amazing. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to everyone in my community. You're really awesome. I do generally think that we've got a very nice community, and I think everyone on YouTube thinks that, but I do see that our community is a lot more accepting of people. Like, I do notice that I've got a much higher percentage of, like trans people following me on Twitter, and I can't tell through YouTube, but I see them watching me on YouTube as well because of that. And I think that that's, shows that we're so accepting, and that that people who are often, like, persecuted in so many other circles can actually feel safe on my channel. That is, like, the ultimate compliment to me. So... thank you so much to everyone for being so accepting and generous and nice and caring and everything. It's that I think beyond the 150,000 subs, I don't care. Ooh, I should probably put that on silent. Beyond the actual 150,000 subs, I don't care about that as much. I care about the fact that I've come to the conclusion recently that I really do have an awesome community, and I'm so happy about that because, like I've said repeatedly, I'd much rather have an awesome community than a big community. And I'm very, very happy with the level of awesomeness we have. Like, it's by far and away, the comment section is generally good, whereas I go to other YouTubers' comment sections and they can be atrocious sometimes. Twitch chat is generally good. Twitter is, frankly amazing. Patreon, I will mention the Patreon because it's, kind of integral to my job. I don't want to mention it too much because people feel like they're being bullied into it. And I don't want that at all. But they're really supportive, etc. It's frankly amazing. I will mention the Patreon now. Just be aware that I'm going to mention it in the phrase of, I'm going to say it, don't feel bullied into it, because the way that YouTube and Twitch especially and Patreon work is that a very small fraction of my viewer base tip me money every month, or if it's Twitch, they just randomly tip me. And that supports the work I do, so that supports my job. And I think that's a very nice way of doing it, because while it can be a bit, some people have power and some people don't, I don't really let it be like that. I try to take as much of that out of it as possible. And I think the way that it works is those who can afford to support the channel, and those people who can't afford still get all the content. So I really like this system. I know, some people were wary, and I was very wary when starting it. But as it stands, I actually really like the system, because it means that people who can't afford can still get everything, and the people who can afford get whatever the small perks are, the mention, the shout out, the name in a game or whatever, something that's not, necessary, but is a nice extra. And I really like that system, that the people who can afford to support the channel and the people who can't afford to still get the content. So thank you so much to everyone. Thank you very much to the people who, so generous as well for supporting the channel. But if you can't afford to, don't feel bullied by any means. Every time that, Patreon's at the end of a video in the thing, or I have it in the comment section, or I occasionally mention it on video, don't, because I honestly don't mind. We've all been, well, some of us have been in a situation where we can't afford to donate or Patreon or tip or whatever. And you shouldn't feel bad because of your financial circumstance. That's stupid. But so yeah, thank you so much to everyone. I don't know where we go from here. The Tuesdays that we're currently doing live streaming wise, I increased the number of live streams we're doing to 3 a week because I talked to people. I talked to people on Patreon, said, what do you want in future? And the people on Patreon actually said, instead of, stuff for us, they were saying, can we just have more live streams? Which I think is another aspect of people on Patreon, my community in general being very generous, is the people on Patreon weren't asking for more stuff to do with Patreon. They were asking for more live streams for everyone. So I'm really blown away by how amazing my community is. Like, I asked an open-ended question there. I said, what do you want? And they were like, more live streams for everyone. Okay, so yeah, we're doing 3 live streams a week, one of which is the charity D&D one. We've got a Tuesday live stream that's starting up. We are testing that. That is being tested. It's seeing if people like it or not. The response so far has been good. It does, of course, mean another evening a week that I don't have an evening to myself. To be fair, I never use my evenings for anything anyway, other than working. So we're going to see how that is. If, the response to that is really good, then we'll keep the Tuesday. Saturdays are changing ever so slightly to be Hatterday Saturdays. As a test, a trial run, effectively, I will wear hats, and if people tip a certain amount, they can get me to change the hat. There'll be a list of hats. It's like a little bit of a gimmick, but some people said they really like it, and frankly, I think it gives it a certain something, whereas it was like, it's a Saturday stream. Now it's Hattaday Saturday, which I don't know. I just like the name. I just like and I can have like I need to buy like a Mad Hatter hat, obviously, but it's just a nice thing for people who tip can be like have some interactivity because people currently tip and all I do is shout out. So changing hats is just kind of an amusing thing, and it'll basically, knowing me, the money from the hats will go into buying extra hats. But, you know, I am literally looking for feedback on whether you think it's gimmicky in a bad way or if you think it's a nice gimmick. My personal views, I think it's a gimmick, but a nice gimmick. Depends what people think. So, you know, it's something interesting extra. It doesn't detract from anything. It literally doesn't exclude any content from anyone. So it's the sort of thing that I'm okay with, but we'll see. I mean, it depends entirely what the channel are comfortable with because, of course, I'm making this content for you. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much. Like I said, there's no way I can really express my gratitude enough. But yeah, like, it's strange. Now, the one thing I do want to do moving forward, and you know, may have seen starting to happen, is I'm very much the Spider-Man sentiment. If you have power, you should use it for good. As much as I like to pretend I'm a neutral or a neutral chaotic, I'm probably neutral good. Sorry, lawful good, or no, not lawful good, neutral good. But like, I think that if you've got the power, you should use it for good. So this is why we're doing the D&D stream is going to be donated to charity and stuff. We're pushing that donations to charity. You may have noticed that like a week ago, I did half my tips on Hattaday Saturday, the first trial one we did. Half the tips were given to Mind UK, which is a mental health charity in the UK. And I'm thinking about doing more of that. I mean, especially if you like that idea, leave me feedback below. So I really want to be able to use my influence to like, you know, for good. Because I think that it's necessary. I mean, you know, I do have, which it's uncomfortable saying it, but I do have power. But I want to use it for good. I don't want to be one of these guys who just doesn't, like... I feel it's very responsible as part of a wider community to actually help a community when you're in a position to help a community. And maybe 2 years ago, I definitely wasn't in a position to help anyone. Maybe now I am, and I would like to use that power for good. I have to be Spider-Man. I don't want to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man's actually kind of a sucky superhero, in my view, especially considering he keeps flip-flopping in the different canons about whether he's a vigilante or a superhero, but that's another discussion for another day. Or another flame war for another day. Either is good. Maybe not the flame war. Actually, no, that's not good. Just a discussion. A good, logical discussion. I'm totally like a half-Vulcan. But anyway, there will be a stream on the 31st. If you're not doing a Halloween thing, feel free to drop by. If you are doing a Halloween thing, then I'm sorry. You've got a social life and you'll miss out. And I hate saying that, but hopefully someone will upload it somewhere. And then I can link you all, and it will be good. And I will cosplay for it and everything, which is why I want, you know, music to go with the cosplay. And it'll be awesome. And thank you so much to my community in general, because I honestly don't care so much about metrics and numbers as I do about the realization recently about how awesome you are as a community. So thank you very much. I've been EnterElysium. One thing of note is that when I did the recent videos about YouTube Red, which we still don't know whether it's a good or a bad thing, it's looking very dubious currently still. A lot of people have said, oh, okay, I didn't know how this worked, or, you know, it looks silly, or, oh, this is outright silly, or stupid, whatever. And a lot of people went, you know what, I'm going to tip you, or I'm going to watch more ads, or I'm going to go on Patreon, or I'm going to turn off my ad block. Thank you so much. That shows how caring my community is. I mean, I don't honestly care about the tips and Patreons. I'm not saying do that. I know, like I said before, but the people just saying, oh, I didn't realize I turn off ad block, or, oh, I will watch, you know, more ads rather than clicking skip or whatever. The fact that people are aware and conscientious and as willing to change their browsing habits or whatever just because they want to support me as a channel, that is the part where I go, people actually have empathy, people care, and normally people on the internet are despised as, oh, people on the internet are so selfish and stuff. I honestly think that in our community we have a really awesome community. I really think we have pushed against the grain in the aspect of the internet being full of ourselves. I really think that we have got an amazing community, and thank you so much for that. That is what I care about, and I care about the fact that you guys are awesome. That's the best way to put it. I've been EnterElysium. Thank you so much. Remember, next week's worth of streams starting after tonight are an hour later. Earlier. They're an hour earlier. God damn it. I hate time time zones and daylight savings. I hate daylight savings even more. They're an hour earlier if you're not in the UK, possibly depending on when your time changes, wherever you are. Definitely for the US. And the Halloween stream is going to be big and awesome, and I will cosplay, and there'll be music, and there will be snacks or whatever. I don't know. I will figure out something even more awesome if I can think of anything. But thank you so much to everyone. Oh, we're streaming tonight as well. But that doesn't matter. I will put up a separate video to do that. But anyway, stay shiny and awesome, because I love you awesome nerds.